If you are brand new to data, no experience, no degree, maybe switching careers, this might be the best first certification you can take. It's cheap, it's beginner friendly, and never expires. Let me explain. Welcome back to the certification series. Today, the Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals Certification. Exam code DP-900. If you're already following this series, you know that I work as a consultant, as a data engineer for many years, have different clients across different platforms, and you might be wondering why a consultant with years of experience did a fundamentals exam. This is a very good question. Simple answer, some of my clients use Azure. My deepest experience is on Google Cloud. So before working in an Azure environment, I wanted to understand how Microsoft thinks about data. So their services, their names, their way of optimizing things. This exam was my fast entry ticket into that world. So what is DP-900? In simple words, it proves you understand the fundamentals of data and how those fundamentals are implemented on Microsoft Azure. And here in this exam, you learn what relational and non-relational data are, the differences between transactional and analytical workloads, what a data warehouse is, what a data lake, batch versus streaming, something like that related to data and data engineering. These concepts are universal. They apply on Azure, on AWS, on Google Cloud, Snowflake, Databricks, all of them. That's exactly why I think this is such a good first certification. You are not just learning one platform. You are learning the language of data itself with Azure as an example. The exam has roughly 40 to 60 questions and you get about 45 minutes. Sometimes listed up to 60. Check your exam confirmation. You never know, sometimes they change things. Also questions types varies, sometimes multiple questions, drag and drop, and other interactive formats. So you need a scaled score of 700 out of 1000 to pass. That's a scaled, not a simple percentage, between 700 to 1000. And the price is $99 in the US. But of course, Microsoft prices per country, same as other cloud providers. So check the official page for your region. And here is a tip that can save you a full amount. Microsoft regularly gives free exam vouchers through their virtual training days. So you can go through the documentation and study the training. And I think if you've completed all the training that are listed in their website, you might be able to get a voucher and take the exam for free. I will put the link in the description. Many people take this exam for free. One part that worth mentioning, fundamentals certifications like this one don't expire, so you don't need to renew it. As long as now, I don't know, maybe they will change that in the future. One important note, Microsoft announced an update to this exam this year in 2026, so always check the official study guide for the current topics before you start studying. Again, in this field, in the data world, the industry changing extremely fast, so always refer to the official documentation. The exam covers 4 areas and I will explain what they mean in real life. First one, core data concepts, like the differences between structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data, transactional systems, the databases that run apps versus analytical systems, the ones that we use for reporting. You need to understand the differences between those two systems. Also roles, you need to understand what does a data engineer actually do versus an analyst versus a database administrator. If you're a career switcher, you are going to love this one. It's going to give you the clarity between these different roles. Second, relational data on Azure, like basic SQL tables, keys, indexes, views, and the Azure SQL family. Like we have Azure SQL database, managed instances, and SQL server on virtual machines. You'll need to know when you would pick which, right? All of that, you'll find it in the documentation. When you study this, you'll understand all of these. Third one, non-relational data, like Azure Blob Storage for files, and we have Cosmos DB for document key values and graph data. And the fourth one, analytical workloads, like data warehousing, pipelines with tools like Azure Data Factory, large-scale analytics services, real-time versus batch processing, and Power BI for visualization. Keep an eye on Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft is putting it everywhere, including their fundamentals training. So my honest experience when I prepared for this certification, I already knew the concepts, but I did not know Azure names for them. So the mapping was the whole value for me. When I prepared for this certification, honestly, it was one of the easiest certification I've ever done But for you, if you have never done any certificate, you are new to data engineering, it's very normal that you might find it challenging. It's fine. Once you go through the documentation, I promise you will find it very easy. So basically, I already knew the concepts, but I did not know Azure names for them. And that mapping was the whole value for me. I built a mental table. For example, this Azure service equals this GCP service. Because I came from GCP background, I know the services in Google Cloud. So wherever I study a new service in Azure or in AWS or any other cloud providers, I automatically try to understand what is the equivalent service in Google Cloud, and I just map it and understand it right away. Okay, this is the problem that it solves, just different name. For example, we have a blob storage, right? It's the same thing as cloud storage, different structure, but solving the same problem. This exam gives you the foundation vocabulary that every data job interview assumes you have, like relational versus non-relational, online transaction processing versus online analytical processing. So if you are not familiar with these terms, when you study for this certification, you'll understand them. Let's talk about the difficulty. It's beginner friendly and theory heavy. So there is no coding involved, no labs in the exam. If you are totally beginner, I'd say you may need max 2 to 4 weeks of relaxed study. If you are experienced, a weekend of review might honestly be enough. Who should take it? Complete beginners and career switchers. This exam was designed for you. Analysts moving towards engineering, students building a CV, and experienced engineers from other clouds who are about to work in Azure environment, like I was. Now, who should skip it for now? If you already have solid data experience and your world is AWS or GCP with no Azure on the horizon, you can skip it. It won't teach you much. So let's talk about the preparation strategy. My recommendation path, and this can cost you $0, which is a good thing. Step 1, read the official study guide for DP-900. You know exactly what's tested, especially with the latest update. Step 2, complete the free Microsoft Learning Path and actually do the sandbox exercises. Step number 3, take the free official practice assessment. Step 4, try to get a free voucher through Microsoft virtual training days before paying. You can search online, see how people take it. I did not, but I see a lot of people manage to get these free vouchers. Now the question is DP-900 worth it? For beginners and career switchers, I would say 100%, yeah, it's worth it. You know, it's low cost, it's not that difficult, beginner friendly, never expires. And the beautiful part is it teaches a universal data concept, not just Azure. For experienced engineers, only if Azure is entering your life, otherwise your time is better spent on a professional level certification, I would say. If you are starting from zero and you don't know where to begin, you can begin here or with the equivalent fundamentals exams on whichever cloud your local job market uses most. Now, all the links, the official page, the free learning path, the free practice assessment, and the information to apply for a free voucher, I'll put all of them in the description, so check that one. And if this helped, subscribe. Next in the playlist, we are going to go through one certificate that you don't need to miss. You'll learn a lot of things there. So you can watch this, you can click this one or this one, and I will see you in the next one.